Hello everyone, I'm Curtis Fuller. Today we are going to talk about two big events coming up over the next several weeks, really within the next month or so. The first is the big Riverfront Classic scheduled for September 18th, Bethune-Cookman College versus Howard University. Boy. And also on the 8th of October, the annual Freedom Fund Dinner sponsored by the NAACP. This is the 44th anniversary for the Freedom Fund Dinner. Wait until you hear who's coming to speak. It is a great show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As I said, we have some great events coming up. I mean, it's been a great summer so far when you think we had the big music festival, the Jazz Festival, as we always know it, and just recently the Black Family Reunion. But coming up in a few weeks, we have a new event coming to Cincinnati, a new and very soon to be a very popular event, I should say, in this town. It is the Riverfront Classic. It will face off two teams, Howard University and Bethune-Cookman College. Here to talk a little bit more about that is John Pace and also Tamara Pace of the Riverfront Classic Corporation. And first of all, welcome to the program.
Welcome, welcome. We're
Thank
pleased
you.
to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited about this, first of all, because I used to live down in Daytona, as you know,
Yes.
and I love Bethune-Cookman. My sister works at Howard, so I'll be torn between them,
Yes.
but I will be there. Let's talk about how this all came about, how the idea even came about.
Well, there are about 30 to 40 classics being played across the country very successfully, generating anywhere from $10 to $15 million from the local economies, and equally important, generating hundreds of thousands of dollars for black businesses and organizations. However, Curtis, Cincinnati is privileged to host the only black college classic scheduled for Ohio this year. And so we're excited about this. And the people of Cincinnati are just very excited to host Howard University and Bethune-Cookman College. Both of these teams are contending for the national championship. This is going to be the Black College Game of the Week, nationally televised. And last year over in Indianapolis, in the last seconds of the game, Howard upset Bethune-Cookman College. And so this is going to be the rematch.
Have you found that people have gotten, we keep using the term excited, but have locked into the idea? What has been the response of you, because you mentioned business,
Yes.
John, the business community, people understanding that while we're going to have a little fun the weekend of September 18th, this is a major business venture coming into Cincinnati that, as you said, will bring some big bucks.
Yes.
A lot of people to town.
Right.
Talk about that.
Right.
We always say jokingly but very seriously that this is not monopoly money. The schools receive $350,000. Because it's a new event, we are marketing Cincinnati across the Midwest to the tune of about $200,000. And then, Curtis, we run a year-round education program that Tamara really heads up and manages in conjunction with Dr. Ken McDowell. And so the reason why we say it's not monopoly money, we have a $750,000 a year operating budget, over half of which funds education institutions. And so it's a very serious affair, but this year it's projected to generate about $6 million in direct revenue for the local economy of Cincinnati and Hamilton County.
Excellent. Talk a little bit about that, Tamara. We were saying the education component
Right.
of the project.
Our education program is called the End Zone Club, and if you know anything about football, you know that all the points are scored in the end zone. So we make the analogy that in the game of life, all the points are scored in the classroom. The program focuses on school children grades 7 through 12. And what we're doing is providing year-round a series of workshops where the kids will go through these workshops and help these children become interested in going to college. So basically we're focusing on the middle of the road kids who could go either way. They could you know, they could go to college and have a great future, or they could get into trouble. So we wanted to provide an additional source of encouragement for these children to think about going to college. Through the workshops, we do proficiency tests, ACT tests, and SAT test tutoring. We do things like just teaching the kids how to fill out a financial aid form. It's amazing how something that small can keep a child from applying to college, because that form can be so intimidating. This summer we had a neat thing where we had gentlemen come in and talk to the kids about getting a summer job. Just things like, you know how important it is to shake the interviewer's hand. Some of the kids don't know that they should do that, or they don't know they shouldn't chew gum while they're interviewing. So we're trying to do things to push them along in a positive direction so that they'll think about going to school. We call the kids community quarterbacks to reaffirm the expectation of leadership, and the teachers and community leaders who are running these workshops we call coaches. So we make the analogy that our end zone club coaches help the community quarterback score an academic touchdown.
And you mentioned Kim McDowell. A lot of folks know him, and he once was in this business, and now is, of course, in education. And so I'm glad to see that he's involved with this as well.
Exactly. He's a very big, important part of this program.
And Curtis, I think it's very important for your viewers to understand that this is more than a football game. And every time we talk about it, we make that point. It's not just a weekend of parties, but the significance of this event, other than generating revenue for black businesses, is that think of the last time you were in an environment, in an atmosphere where 30 to 50,000 African Americans, educated, hard workers, positive people were able to showcase themselves and show inner city young people that education pays. And so at this event, we'll have doctors, attorneys, and just hardworking blue-collar folk there celebrating their success. And what's going to happen is, because this is a fun event, we're going to attract a lot of inner city youth that ordinarily wouldn't participate in a collegiate activity. And so they're going to come to the stadium under the auspices or expecting to have fun. And they're going to do that, but in the process, they're going to start to see positive role models that they don't get a chance to see in their neighborhood. And so that's the residual effect that no one, no matter what the age, what your socioeconomic position is going to be able to come to the stadium on the 18th and leave without thinking about college. And there's too many of our youth who haven't had that opportunity. Now we're going to give it to them.
One other thing about some things that will be taking outside away from the game, and then we'll get to the game. But I know that the two colleges will be doing recruiting while they're here, Howard University. Again, for folks who don't know where Howard is, Howard University is based in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Bethune-Cookman College is based in Daytona Beach, Florida. But they will be doing recruiting to encourage young people to attend their schools.
Absolutely. Not only those two colleges, but on Sunday, we're having a college fair being hosted by the Cincinnati Association of Black University and College Alumni. That'll be at the Regal Hotel. It'll be free, and it'll feature historical black colleges from around the country. So it's a good opportunity for parents to bring their children out and get exposed to some of these schools.
Right. And you know, Cincinnati, and you guys are originally from the Columbus area. You know, we're pretty fortunate to have Central State and of course the historical Wilberforce right here in Ohio. But surprisingly, there are still a lot of kids who are not, you know, I said Howard is in Washington, but there are a lot of people out there who might not know where Howard University is. And that's sad, but they can be exposed to some things this particular weekend.
One of the primary benefits that bringing black colleges to Cincinnati and all of the academic and all of the social activities that complement the game, one of the primary benefits is that we're going to dispel the myth that black colleges offer a secondary education, because now parents and students are going to have the opportunity to meet senior vice presidents from Fortune 500 companies that had their MBAs, that had their master's degrees, that have PhDs, and have gone on to successful professional careers. Right here in Cincinnati, there is a wealth of doctors that graduated from Howard University and other historical black colleges. And so one of the main benefits and one of the things that having this football game here will do is dispel that myth, because now parents and students are going to see the amount and the number of black people who are profited from a college education, but equally important from a black college education, and they've gone on to very successful careers.
You're absolutely right. Briefly, it's hard to say briefly, but let's talk a little bit about the game itself. September 18th, Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
Talk about the game and then some of the other activities.
Yes.
We spent a lot of time on the education aspect because that's important, but I want to
Yes.
get to the game itself.
Well, the football game, first of all, what you have, Curtis, are two football teams that have established great programs. It's a good chance that these two teams are going to come into Cincinnati ranked number 1 and 2 in the country. This football game has national implications, national championship implications, and that's why it's going to be the Black College Game of the Week on national television. But for those people who are not football fans, like my wife, she says the world would be just fine without another football game. But she's bought into the education component and what this event represents. And we're going to be bringing 7 marching bands, 7 premier marching bands along with the football game. And so before the football game, you'll be able to see the high school battle of the bands with Cincinnati-Aiken, Columbus East, Beecher High School from Flint, Michigan, and Arlington High School from Indianapolis. Spectacular halftime show with Howard University and Bethune and some surprises. And then after the game, we have the ultimate battle of the bands with Central State University, Howard University, and the largest and one of the best marching bands in the country today, the Bethune-Cookman College Wildcats. And that's probably going to be the largest and most exciting surprise for Cincinnati folk who are not familiar with the Bethune College Band. Over 250 people, and they are phenomenal, powerful, colorful, and precise.
As well as Central State
Yes,
as well.
in Central State, yeah.
Right.
Now, where can folks get tickets? And then we'll wrap up. But where can people get tickets for the game and more information? And because we're going to have you back on because it really is a great event. But just where can folks
Well,
talk?
for more information, they can call our office at 621-6387. And if your viewers don't have a pencil, we're listed. They can also go to the Avondale Credit Union on Reading Road, and the Urban League on Reading Road also has tickets for sale.
Excellent, excellent. Circle the date. Please circle the date. September 18th. This is, like I said, you're going to have a lot of fun. You'll have a lot of fun down there. Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Howard University, Bisons. We'll be back in a moment.